Hi, everybody. Okay, so today I have another Gray Matter Media Smart Advertising tip for you. Today we're going to talk about social media marketing. Most businesses know they need it. They know they need it because the statistics prove that they do. Almost 3.5 billion people use social media. 3.5 billion. Digital consumers spend about 2.5 hours every single day on social media platforms. Businesses themselves own usually or manage between 4 and 10 different social media profiles. So there's a lot of activity, a lot of people using social media. But like everything else in the world right now, those numbers are even changing. Some apps saw a 50% increase in usage. Time spent on some of these apps went up by 70%, and the time spent in social group calls went up about 1,000% in some cases. So the increase over the last few months has been substantial, as we can imagine, with a lot of people being at home. And what does that mean for businesses? First of all, it's important to know that people who weren't on social media before, who didn't want a social media account, or even maybe the people who had a social media account but weren't on very often, those people, a lot of them are now on it a lot more. People who weren't tech savvy before, they've learned the roads a little bit. They've become a little bit more familiar. Maybe they're liking it. People who didn't have an account before, they've now created accounts, maybe a couple accounts. People who are on, intermittently, maybe once a week or every other week, they're on daily now. What does that mean for businesses? The old normal is gone. There will be a new normal, and that new normal is going to be still a continued increase in social media use. The people who got their new social media apps, they created their Facebook account, maybe they created their Twitter and their Instagram. They spent a lot of time making these profiles, okay? They're spending a lot of time on them. They're interacting with people. They've made connections. I don't see them abandoning that. The same thing can be said for the businesses. They've spent a lot of time recently making new profiles, creating business accounts in different social media platforms. Are they just going to abandon these apps or these programs? Probably not. They've invested. People are invested now. So what does that mean? Social media, while it was once a giant in its own right to begin with, is going to become even more so going forward. This will be the new normal. So if you have not utilized social media marketing up to this point, now is the time. The problem is for business owners who are already very busy, who already have a full plate, that becomes a little overwhelming for them. This is a lot for them to manage now. Maybe it's not as much currently when there is more downtime and we have limitations on what we are and are not able to do. But when the limitations are lifted, are they going to be able to spend the amount of time that they are currently? The answer is probably no. So this can become overwhelming for business managers. In fact, this is, in our experience, one of the reasons why the businesses who don't do social media because it is very time consuming. In order to post multiple times a day on various platforms and come up with creative, interactive, engaging, and clickable content requires a lot. Now, can you just do it where you have maybe just a Facebook page or just do some Facebook ads? Maybe you just want a YouTube. Yes, you can do it that way, but each social media platform has its own demo majority. They have different age groups, they have different behaviors, they have different buying habits and likes and dislikes. So by utilizing all of the platforms, you have a broader reach. I know. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of time. And so this is where a lot of business owners, when we're talking about social media, they start to go, I don't know if I can do that. That sounds too much. I have to figure out how I would manage that. I would have to get people on board to help. And so it becomes more of something that they want to put on the back burner because it is a little bit more than they're willing to do up front. But we have developed a solution that can help with that. We have been listening to clients and we've been listening to people in the industry, and we know that this is a problem. And so Gray Matter Media has come up with a solution to help streamline this, to get your brand where it needs to be, but not monopolize your calendar or your schedule. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to introduce to you the platform that we have, which we call the Gray Matter Media Smart Social Service. This is an online program that enables them to do all of their social media marketing in one place. So I will share my screen and I'd like to give you kind of a brief overview of how it works.
The first thing we would do is link your social media accounts to the Gray Matter Media system. We would do that here by adding services. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, there are many different options. Once your accounts are linked and set up, then you can begin posting. You can create one single post that will publish to multiple different social platforms. Then you format your copy for the different platform requirements. Then you format your image for those platform requirements. Then you can either schedule your post for later, publish it or send it now, or send it for approval. Everything is done in one place instead of logging in and out of different social media platforms. You can also create a content library where you save content that you can pull from later. You can track mentions when someone positively or negatively mentions your company, your products, or any other keywords that you have predetermined. You can engage with your followers from all different platforms in one place. You can manage teams of users, content creators, and social media managers so that everyone is on the same page. And perhaps the best part, you can run reporting on all your social media efforts. With approximately 250 different reporting modules, you'll have access to some of the most detailed data available on your users, your posts, and your page activity. The Grey Matter Media social system saves you time, and it helps you build better customer relationships, publish better content, improve your team efficiency, and see your actual results. Now that's smart advertising.